Hi guys and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe. And also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in today's episode, talks about extending the tenancy at the MKM Stadium for Hull FC. Both Brisbane clubs looking at Unsettled Walsh. And two sides in the Betfred Challenge Cup third round get very positive news. So I'm recording this part of the episode while watching the remaining of the first half between Featherstone and Leigh Centurions, and it's 16-0 to Featherstone. But it's an absolute mudbath. But there has been an announcement for the Challenge Cup next weekend, as BBC Sports have decided to show the all-Yorkshire clash between Hunslet and Siddal. The League One side host the conference side to find out who's going to be in the fourth round of the Challenge Cup. Hunslet are two times winners of the competition, beating third tier side Keighley Cougars in the second round to progress. Keighley Cougars are in the same league as Hunslet, and they now go on to face Siddal, who overcame the Great British Police and Pilkington Rex to make it to round 3, where they have previously beaten semi-professional opposition in the form of Doncaster in 2010 and again in 2019 against Newcastle. The tie will kick off at 1 PM on Sunday the 13th of February at the South Leeds Stadium and will be live on the BBC iPlayer, BBC Sports website and app. The winners of the match will travel to the victors of the All-League One tie meeting between Swinton Lions and North Wales Crusaders in the fourth round. Full details for the rest of the third round ties will be coming up shortly, and the full draws of the third and fourth round tie will be up there because I've already done a video on them. But in other news, League One Oldham's vanquishers Loch Lane of Castleford have confirmed the venue for their Challenge Cup tie against Oldham's local rivals Rochdale Hornets. Loch Lane will play their Betfred Challenge Cup third round tie against the Rochdale Hornets at their home ground in Castleford, and it is called Hickson Arena, and the game will be kicked off at 2:30 at the stadium. There were concerns that Loch Lane would not be able to host one of their biggest games in their history at their own venue, as it's a community stadium and ground, but after talks with the RFL, they have been given permission to stage the tie, which is a big deal for the amateur club. Club officials have worked tirelessly since the draw was made to ensure that all RFL regulations were met, said the club. The club would like to place on record our thanks to Pat Cluskey of the RFL, who has been in constant communication with all parties to ensure the process was adhered to. We'd also like to thank Saxon Security GB for their immediate assistance and fantastic service. Now the National Conference Premier Division team, Loch Lane, are looking to come up with another memorable performance after shocking Oldham in the second round. Their 22 points to 12 win was the only Castleford side's second win over a professional club in their existence, and they were also in fantastic form in the first round, where they knocked out the conference champions Plateau Heath. So I'm really glad that Loch Lane have been able to secure their stadium enough to RFL standards for hosting the game. It'll be one to watch. So while the teams are both coming out for second half in the Featherstone versus Centurions game, with Leigh trailing 16 points to 0 at half time, Craig Hall scores a try and kicks 2 goals, while Lee Bricksco and Smith both pick up a try each. Everton's Millennium Stadium pitch looks like a quagmire rather than a rugby league arena. But it's not going to get better in a February freeze, cold, damp night in Yorkshire. Joey Leilua has not been involved too much, but what do you expect at this point? But anyway, let's get on to the rest of the news. As it's reported that the Dolphins, that's why it's up there, are looking to seize on the fact on the players' reported unsettled position at a club. It has been said that Warriors young gun Reece Walsh is reportedly unsettled at the New Zealand Warriors and he's eyeing a return to Queensland. While currently based in Redcliffe this season due to the COVID restrictions, New Zealand Warriors and Walsh could part ways, with Walsh remaining in the Sunshine State after the 2022 season, according to the Daily Telegraph in Australia. The 19-year-old is yet to seek an official release, but multiple sources have said the prized fullback is feeling uneasy at the Warriors, and it is inevitable that Walsh and his family will return to our Queensland club. A return to his former club Brisbane is reportedly Walsh's preferred destination, but the Dolphins are currently favourites to secure his signature. And while Walsh remains a Warrior in 2022, speculation surrounds his early move back to Queensland for family reasons continues to swirl within new NRL club business. The young fullback has 2 years left on his current deal with a clause in his favour for 2024, and pre-season has been hard for him and the New Zealand Warriors players, especially Walsh, who has been pushed with the club knowing he is a significant factor in the success this season. The Gold Coast Titans may be another option, considering Kevin Walters told him he would be held back from playing first grade during his time at the Broncos. Walsh and the Warriors will play out of Redcliffe this season due to the 10-day quarantine period for travellers moving between New Zealand and Australia, making it difficult for teams to play in Auckland. Hopefully the New Zealand club can return to Auckland next season, but Walsh may not follow suit. After making his debut in round 7 last year, the talented fullback became an integral figure in the side, even prompting Roger Tuivasa-Sheck to move positions to accommodate him. Walsh was also picked for the Queensland side in the Game 2 of Origin, but didn't play due to a leg injury. Such was his impact in his short time in Rugby League. Now we turn to Hull FC, but just to let you know, it's still 16-0 in the mud bath, and it's a hell of a game. Anyway, Hull chairman Adam Pearson was encouraged by the first meeting with the stadium management company, who's now under the ownership of the MKM Stadium, to talk about a new agreement. SMC, which operates the council-owned MKM Stadium on behalf of the FC and Hull City, was included in the purchase by Akon Iliskali's purchase of Hull FC from the Allen family last month, and as a result, Pearson has been keen to sit down with the Turkish businessman's representatives in order to discuss the current deal to remain at the club, where they've played since 2002, when the stadium opened in that December. That meeting has now taken place, with City's Chief Executive Jim Rodwell and Vice Chairman Tan Kessler spending 3 hours with Pearson. Pearson had a strange relationship with SMC's previous owners, but the takeover allows for a fresh start, and with the club's lease at the MKM due to expire in 2027, he is keen to negotiate a new agreement as soon as possible with the new owners. I met with Jim Rodwell and Tan Kessler, Pearson told BBC Radio Humberside, Jim has been around football for a long time and knows what he's doing, and I'm very impressed with Tan. I thought he was a smart cookie. It will be challenging putting together a new deal for the club with Tan because he's definitely got a grasp of things already in the way that it's structured, but I feel as though it will be a fair challenge, and hopefully we can get a deal for FC that takes us beyond the 6 years left at the rate we can afford. It's crucial for us. The stadium was meant to be the home of Hull FC, and at times over the last 5 and 6 years it hasn't felt as though. We're positive, we're looking forward to the good working relationship with Tan and Jim, and if it's challenging but fair, then we can ask for no more. Pearson has also said that he wants to take the stadium leasing back up from 6 to 20 or 25 years to continue the relationship and keeping the MKM Stadium as Hull's home. Pearson has said that the option of moving away from the MKM is less likely by the day because the costs involved will be too much for Hull at this time. And with Hull coming up to the new Super League season in the next few days, and Brett Hodgson is busy plotting on how best to better their last season's 8th place finish, the club are down when it comes to membership figures, and Pearson admits that it is a concern. We are at 6,200 and I'd like to thank everyone for renewing. It's fantastic support, he said. Obviously, it's down by about 3,000, which is a problem to us. It equates to about £1 million. I think over the next few weeks we'll be posting our first significant loss for a long time, in the region of 1.25 million. It is a problem, but post-Covid we need to get back to winning ways, play some attractive rugby, and if we do that, I'm sure people will come back. It is the elder generation in the demographic who haven't renewed, and they're obviously still wary. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates that may be coming your way. And also share the video worldwide so that we can get the word out for the channel and rugby league as a whole. Now, a little bit of shopkeeping to finish up. The game between Featherstone Rovers finished and Leigh Centurions finished 26 points to 6. The story of the game: Featherstone Rovers were 16-0 up at half time, with Briscoe, Smith and Hall scoring a try apiece, with Hall kicking 2 goals. Leigh were down to 11 men at one point, as McDonald and Reynolds were both sin-binned. McDonald for a high shot and Reynolds for the late come in after the tackle was complete. Anyway, he went in as a flop. Referees saw that as a late tackle. Anyway, second half, it was Davis who opened the scoring to start off Featherstone again towards the win. McDonald scored his 4th of the season for Leigh Centurions, which Reynolds converted. But at the death, Pickersgill scored the last try of the game, and Hall finished on 4 conversions for the day. So the Millennium Stadium saw Featherstone win their second game in 2. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode. If you saw tonight's game, tell me how much you enjoyed the throwback. Every now and again you enjoy it, and how much you appreciate the better weather when it comes to the good pitches and summer rugby. The players don't miss the muddy pitches. It looks like though that the downside of the game was that Joey Leilua went off early in the second half and wouldn't return for the night. Not sure if he's going to be back for the next game. No word on the injury so far. But I did pick up who else the player earlier on in the game. I think one of the Featherstone players went off with a fractured arm. So, good luck to him. Anyway, thank you for watching. Share the video worldwide. But please stay safe. I'll say all the best to you. And I'll see you in the next episode.